Flash games are nostalgic. They put me back in the old moment of time where everything was peaceful and beautiful in the world. I just got out of school and loaded up the computer in the living room to play some games all night. When we're talking about Flash games, we can't forget about the classics such as Papa's Taqueria, Papa's Pizzeria, Papa's Donuteria, and my favorite, Papa's Burgeria. But we are not discussing those games today. Flash games were anything and everything you could have possibly wanted. Sports? You got it. Stickheads? Oh yeah. Fighting? You bet. Horror games? Plenty. So today, we're going to be taking a little deep dive into the 5 most horrifying Flash games. Now, to warn you, some games I'm going to be talking about have some pretty horrifying and disturbing topics. So I'm saying this right now, if you're squeamish, you might want to look away. Some of this stuff is bad. Released in 2005, The House is a short, point-and-click horror game where you travel around a rundown abandoned house that belonged to a family of 4. The areas you can go are the dining room, the bathroom, the kitchen, the living room, and the corridor. The story is the mother had cancer, and her family would support her, even preparing a birthday party for her. The mother was so paranoid about losing her family that it drove her insane. She murdered all of them, one by one, so that she could stay with them in the afterlife. Then, after, she would commit suicide. All their ghosts now linger in the house, haunting the player. The scares in this game are kinda on the dull side. The atmosphere is pretty standard to me. I can see if I was younger, this would have been the stuff of nightmares, but now it's kinda, meh. Surprisingly, this wasn't a lot of people's scariest Flash games list, but I just found it to be boring. Released in 2005, The Ugly is another point-and-click horror game. This time, you are a young girl getting out of school, going into your house, noticing something terrible has happened. You can go to the living room, the kitchen, the restroom, your bedroom, and your parents' room. The story of this game is that there is a murderer inside your home named Donald Dempsey, the Ugly, and every move you make is critical to your survival. Playing this game, you can do a lot of things in your house, like turning up some tunes, watching TV, or maybe you want to lie down and go to sleep. Please don't go to sleep on the couch, by the way. Just don't. You look for your parents, but what you come across are horrific and disturbing sights in the bathroom, sink, and toilet. After finding the key in the restroom, you are able to open the hallway door that was previously locked and find more blood and human organs on the floor. You walk into your parents' bedroom and find your mother mauled, laying on the floor on the side of the bed. A disturbing flashback is shown to us. After it's done, we see the killer is right behind the daughter. The mother hands the daughter a gun, then the daughter turns around and shoots the murderer. We then see a scene of officers outside the house, closing out the game. Okay, this game is pretty horrifying. I know visually it's nothing too stunning, but I think that's what adds to it. The rough art style makes it work. You see, a lot of games use jump scares, ghosts, and demons, but this game uses a human, which I find pretty horrifying since it's more realistic. I'm not gonna lie, it's also very unsettling the farther you continue. So a lot of point-and-click in horror games are easy, right? Well, this game made me mad. I can't tell you how many times I struggled to find what we needed to do to progress. Also, I needed to look up a walkthrough, cause I don't know how anyone would have thought to do the very specific thing at the beginning of the game that helps you at the end. Overall, it does its job pretty well, in making me completely horrified. The Ugly is a pretty good game. Created in 2004, but published in 2005, The Animator is a horrifying shoot and flash game. You play as Dr. Herbert West on the left side of the screen, and your goal is to take out all the zombies in front of you with your revolver and your shotgun. Nothing much to this one, to be honest. It is loosely based on Herbert West, Re-Animator, a series of stories by H.P. Lovecraft. In the story, the Doctor brings human corpses back to life. This game, you de-animate the corpses. The gameplay is pretty simple and fun. This is one of those games I enjoyed the most from the Flash games I played to make this video. I can make it to level 12 easy, but eventually you need to be smart with your ammunition. Also, there is a random amount of zombies that could come out of the ground or come towards you, And there are certain zombies that can walk without their head, which is annoying cause why? I looked up to see if there was an end to the game, but from the looks of it, you could just go on forever with no ending. I thought this game was pretty fun for what it was. I like flash games that are simple and don't try too hard sometimes. The Animator, in my opinion, is a pretty fun and good game. Released in 2004, Eggs Mortis is another horror point-and-click flash game. You play the game as a man who wakes up in the woods out of nowhere. You don't remember how you got there. You see an abandoned creepy house and decide to take shelter in it rather than freeze to death. The longer you search the house, the more you realize there is something much darker that lays in this place. You explore the downstairs, upstairs, the library, and the bedrooms. The story of this one is pretty nuts. As you explore, you come across mutilated bodies and books that capture the descent to madness from their writers. You read about the horrible fate of a man named Xavier Ram and his daughter Gwen Ram, who lived in this house long ago. There is also another book you read about some other guy who used to visit the house, then eventually fell into insanity and killed 5 campers for someone named Lord Vla. You learn about ancient powerful gods from the dawn of time who sought blood and conquest, and one of them being Vla, the most evil of them all, who lays dormant, waiting for a man to link to Earth's realm so he could begin his conquest. You see the ghost of Gwen, you hear some demonic chanting, there's blood in different parts of the house, a head is in the microwave. When you start getting towards the end, some real fun stuff starts to happen. Remember that entity Vla I mentioned earlier, who needs a man to be his bridge into Earth? Well, you're him, and you are the beginning of a chain reaction for the Ex Mortis cult to cause chaos on Earth. This game, unlike the house, has an actual terrifying atmosphere. I'm frightened to enter a room or click on a random object. I like how this game came out 20 years ago, yet it resonates a feeling of fear that a lot of horror games fail to do nowadays. It's not all jump scares, the game actually builds up to its moments. I can say I enjoyed it, yet I will admit, me doing point and click horror games might be a recipe for disaster. I had to again spend a long time on this game, just like the previous ones. And man, if you don't actually check every nook and cranny of the rooms, you will make no progress. I mean, you need to be very thorough when you're searching in this game. Overall, Ex Mortis is a really good game. In my book, that was a little bit ahead of its time, to be honest. Released in 2006, Purgatorium is, you guessed it, another horror point-and-click game. The guy who made this also made Ex Mortis, so you know a creepy atmosphere will be here. I believe the character you are playing has passed away. The game never outright tells you this. You look around in this tiny room and you see a lot of unsettling imagery, like a decapitated head in a plastic bin. Man, the creator for these games really has a thing for heads. A bloody doll in the baby's crib, and some weirdo at the window. You manage to open the door, but find out it's bricked off. There is an opening in the brick wall where you look to see a gravestone for Billy Rydell with the word murderer spray painted on it. Your character starts to remember that the gravestone has his name. There is a fire with him, his child, and his wife, along with him having blood on his hands, and also being the one to break up the door himself. He reads the newspaper. just below the gravestone that reveals he was the one who committed the murders and burned the house. The authorities tried to get in, but it was too late. With the door sealed off and the house burning, they couldn't save them. I got jump scared pretty good in this one. I honestly was caught a little off guard. Unfortunately, this game is really short and ends right there. This was pretty fun for how quick it was. The creator really knew how to make good games. I wish there was more to this game, because this is a pretty compelling story. Not very much difficulty in this game, and good, because I like my Flash games being simple and easy. Wow, I'm glad you made it to the end. Playing these Flash games is like stepping in the portal. I would love to do more of these because there are definitely some other Flash games that are as creepy or more creepy than the ones I played. If y'all would like to see me do 5 more horror Flash games, then I would definitely be up for it. I just need to look around and do more research on which ones I should pick out. Well, thanks for watching the video, guys. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I'm going to be trying to be more active in making content on this channel. So please be on the lookout because videos will be on the way. More rambling is on the way. I really appreciate your time. Thank you all for watching.